Hello! Today I'm going to be reviewing the first ever Doctor Who story called An Unearthly Child. It first aired on November 23rd, 1963. It had 4 episodes called An Unearthly Child, The Cave of Skulls, The Forest of Fear, and The Firemaker. So, Ian Chesterton and Barbara Wright are concerned with their student, Susan Foreman, who is good at some parts of school and not good at other parts. They decide to follow her home for more information about her, and it turns out her address is a junkyard. In the junkyard, they find a police box, and they meet an old man called the Doctor, who is Susan's grandfather. Ian and Barbara eventually get into the police box and find out it is a spaceship that is bigger on the inside, and is called the TARDIS. So they get in a confrontation, and the Doctor pulls a switch which sends them back in time to the caveman era, and they are trying to escape the cavemen for the rest of the story. So the first episode is pretty good, and is definitely better than the other 3 episodes. At the end of the first episode, when the TARDIS sends them in the past, which we don't know about at the time, we see a mysterious shadow of someone looking at the TARDIS, and I think it was a good cliffhanger for the first episode. The TARDIS is faulty, and the Doctor can't control where he is going, so every time they travel, they don't know where they are. In this story, they end up in the past with cavemen. There are a few notable cavemen. There is Za, who is the leader of the tribe and is trying to make fire. There is Cal, who is the person that was looking at the TARDIS. There is Her, which is the mate of Za. And there is the old mother, who frees the group in episode 3. In the story, Cal sees the Doctor light his pipe and takes the Doctor back to the cave, and the cavemen want him to make fire for them. And eventually Ian, Barbara, and Susan get caught, and all of them get put into the Cave of Skulls, and the old mother frees them, and then she dies, and eventually they get caught again, and Ian makes fire for the cavemen. Cal attacks Za, and Za kills Cal. They make a distraction and escape back to the TARDIS and manage to get away. At the end of the story, the TARDIS dematerializes, and the Doctor asks Susan to check the radiation levels. They are at normal level. As the 4 leave the console room to clean themselves, the radiation detector's needle passes into the danger zone. I don't really like the caveman, and I said the 3 episodes with the cavemen are not as good as the first episode. And I don't really care about them trying to make fire and Cal wanting to be leader instead of Za. And there's a part in the story where the Doctor tries to smash Za's head in with a rock, which really shows how much the Doctor has changed since his first incarnation. I really like Ian and Barbara, and the Doctor is not the nicest guy in this story, but in later stories he comes around. The first episode is a really good start for the series and sets up the characters really well. But like I said, the cavemen and their whole story is kind of dull. So overall, the first episode is good, but the final 3 are just alright. And I give this story a 6 out of 10. The only thing that saves this story from being lower is the first episode. The next Doctor Who story introduces the most classic Doctor Who villains, the Daleks, in the story called, The Daleks, which has 7 episodes, and I might review that in the future, but for now, that is it for this review, and if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe.